Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are in my dining room, so I apologize for the lighting, but we are going to paint today. I have two sets of these. They are from Michaels. This is from their Halloween collection last year. This is what they look like traditionally, like when you bought them brand new. I ordered these off the Michaels website. My mother-in-law actually got me a second set. So I decided, I had seen like a bride on eBay that had the reverse coloring. So I was like, oh, I could do that with the other set. So this set's finished. I painted them and sealed them with a clear coat. I'll show you the clear in a second. But now I'm bothered because if you look at the one from the store and mine, I feel like mine has so much more detail on it. So I'm just going to add some detail to the original set. So if you want to hang out with me while I do that, then stick around. Again, I'll show you the clear that I use, and we're just going to be using acrylic paint. So really, really easy. I can kind of discuss what I did with these if you are interested, because yeah, anything can be painted. So yeah, hang out with me. Well, okay. So again, I just used regular acrylic, like craft paint that you get at Michaels, Hobby Lobby, whatever brand of paint you like. I did sand these because I did like the flesh. So we sanded these completely. And then I did seal them. This is a clear sealer. They have a little bit of a shine, but technically this is a matte. This is Color Shot. I like this for like a lot of plaster and plastic things. When I did my kids' like pedal cars, I used Color Shot brand spray paint. I tend to have the best luck with that for painting for like craft purposes. So with these, I'm not going to sand them because we're just adding detail. We are not doing like down to the base. So let me get my plate and some of the colors out. Excuse me. We're mainly doing contour. I'm gonna do, and this is just brown, just like regular brown. I'm gonna squirt out a tiny bit of black in case I need to deepen it up. A little bit of gray. I might put a little bit of this lime green on here just to kind of help with shading. What other greens I might do, I don't know. I've got a little bit of pink because I might add onto her cheeks. Quite often I can't get these open. There we go. This one is Apple Tart. It's a little brighter. I don't know if I'll need those, but we'll get them out. And then I'll get a little bit of, what is this? Pink Blast. I need to get another one of these. That one's getting low. I don't know. I have burgundy. I feel like I might squirt a little bit of that out. Just a dot. And I don't do very much. You don't need a lot, especially for something like this. So like what I have for the bigger blobs is probably too much. And then I just have assortment of brushes. These blue handled ones were a little bit more expensive. Like these ones were, but they are all in like multi-packs. So I don't have anything here that's crazy expensive. Generally, if I get like a single brush that's a little bit pricier, it's generally, I'll spend money on like these fine ones. I feel like for the bigger brushes, it doesn't really matter. So for contour, I'm trying to think which one I used on the other. Might try and go in with this. This does not have, it's a Craft Smart brush. There's no name or anything on it. So let me see if I can mix. And I just do some blobs. Go in with a little bit of the brown. It's the same concept like what you would use is for contour on your face. So you're just trying to get a shade. Obviously, because it's Frankenstein, we're gonna go a little bit more muddier, cooler toned. That's kind of where I am at. And I just eyeball it. There is no rhyme or reason. With the flesh, like skin toned Frankenstein. I went a little more brown because he was skin toned, because we're working on the green one. I feel like you can do a little more gray. And I'm gonna go, because this is like a contour, the brush has got too much on it. So I'm just gonna roll off the excess, and then I'll pat on the plate to kind of spread. And usually I'll get a cup of water too, like when you're water painting. You water painted as a kid, or if you water paint as an adult. That, I feel like the wet brush kind of helps with the blending with these. My preferred medium is water paint, so that's easier for me. That's generally how I work. But, so there we go. We've got more of a defined cheekbone. I don't know, I just feel like it's easier to blend. I'm gonna go get a small cup. How I ended up with these is Michael's actually had two different sets of these. They had this set that you could order online, and then they had a set that they carried in the store, but mine didn't get them for a long time. So I ordered these. These ones were a little more expensive, and then my mother-in-law was trying to find me the other set. I had her look when they were in California. She ended up just buying this set for me because she was trying to figure out if it was different. She wasn't sure, so she ordered it anyway. So eventually when we remodel, we're gonna have Frankenstein themed in our bedroom. So I didn't mind having two sets. And so I just went in with a little bit of water and just diffused the edge. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And I was like, and I kind of had it in my head that when I realized I was getting a second set, that I was going to maybe modify them. And then I saw the reverse color idea. So I was like, oh, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going, I go in with a little bit of paint, and then I just tap it off. Go on the paper towel to blot it off, and then go back in to diffuse. Again, if you do makeup, doing a very, very similar thing here to what you would do for contour on a human, like a person's face. And then I get the brush wet, and then that just helps diffuse the edge. Again, being a trained water painter, that's you ask people that paint what their preferred medium is. If you're wondering why I refer to that, because water painting is where I started. I've been getting into acrylic more. I mean, I've used acrylic some for crafting, but trying to get into more like this. And when I did our kids' cars, and I can show two of them, the Jurassic Park cars at my in-laws, but I have the Scooby-Doo car and the Groot car here that I did. Been trying to get into doing a little more, and then I go back and I try and make them match. The other side turned out a little bit better, but that's because I had the water. Yeah, it bothered me a little bit. I was like, mine have so much more detail. They like phoned this in. Did the bare like minimum as far as painting goes. Okay, so you can kind of see, like, it's not perfect. It's not great. Once I seal it, I think will look a little bit better. Any extra, I just drag. The brush is pretty wet, so I just drag it down, and it kind of helps add some dimension, I've noticed, on the face too. And I'm just going in with a little bit of water and some of this paint that's a little bit dried. And I'm just going in the hollows of the cheeks and the crevices. This is gonna give a little bit more dimension to the face, going in all the, like, the creases and stuff. Again, this is the same color I mixed up, it's just a little bit thinner. I'm just working in where it dried on the plate, and then I just got it a little bit wet, and I'm just going around all the little lines so that that stuff kind of jumps out when you look at it. I think it can be intimidating, but this will come off. Like if I messed this up, I could go in with some like rubbing alcohol, especially because I'm not sanding this. Once you've sanded it, I feel like you're committing a little bit at that point, but because I didn't sand this in the clear, the original clear coat is still there, it would be easy to take this off. So I think that's like when people DIY, like doing DIY for people can be intimidating because you feel like you're gonna mess up. But most things can be salvaged. It was a big labor of love with the kids' cars. We had a lot of struggles with those, but we were able to pull them through at the end. And again, I can show those. And I'm going to come into the neck. So we've added, I don't know if he looks different, but we added definitely some shading, dimension. Not a, like it's not a lot, I don't think, but it's enough that I think he looks better. Because there was like a contrast between the two, because I did like more detail than I probably needed to. And I'm going to go in with a little bit darker now. Go in. Add some extra. So you can see like a little bit makes a difference. Okay. And then I will clear coat these when I'm done. So we're going to do the same thing with her. I'm going to try and... Hers, I will probably keep a little more on the brown side and add a little bit of gray, not necessarily black, because she's got like a normal skin tone. Same process, I kind of go in. Try and tap off excess and then go in. Again, it helps if the brush is a little bit wet to kind of soften that edge. And then it's a lot of like back and forth, like patting, trying to get it to where it doesn't look harsh. So there's kind of where I'm at with her. I'm just adding some more cheekbone. Just trying to soften the edge so it doesn't look like it's, you know, a painted on strip, which it is. It's a painted on strip, but want it to look as much like it was always supposed to be there, like it was part of the piece. The nice thing with them being monsters is it doesn't have to be perfect, but again, we're going to give the face a little bit of definition here. Because I just feel like, especially next to mine, which these will, right now they're not next to each other. This set is out in the living room. The one that I reversed the coloring on is in our room, but eventually I felt like, you know, when they're side by side, it would look a little more noticeable. I'm just trying to clear off some of this that I took down. And we'll do the same thing over here. I'm just trying to I'm going to go into the crevices. Her, I don't feel like I have to do as much, but again, they felt a little bit flat to me compared to the other ones. And it was bothering me, so I'm trying to fix it. Again, like I said, once they're side by side, I feel like it would be a little more noticeable that, wait, why is this one not as detailed? Definitely become one of those people where because I've been making a lot of stuff recently, I'll see something like, oh, I can do that myself. I can modify that. One of my friends was like, good for you for actually like making things that you see on Pinterest. She was like, I look at stuff and I never do anything. And it's time consuming. And like I said, I think there's some fear for people too, if you're newer to it and you don't want to like mess something up, but buy, you know, get used stuff at yard sales or like Goodwill and practice, you know, modifying stuff before you jump in with something that's a little bit pricier, because then you can always fix it. And then if it's something that's not super expensive, then you know, that fear is removed. I'm gonna try and make her cheeks look a little brighter. The blush on the green one, I had the worst time with. So I'm hoping that this is better. Because I had the worst time trying to get it to look like normal, like blushy, and not, again, I don't want it to look overly like, oh, it's painted on. I mean, obviously it's going to look painted on, but I want to have it look like it was supposed to be painted on and not, you know, an afterthought kind of a thing, like it's intentional, and then that's not even, because I'm doing this at an angle, weird angle, but I can fix it. Yeah, I redid the cheeks on the green one like 4 times. Trying to see here, because that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, I don't love the cheeks, but I struggled with the cheeks on the other one. I don't know why. It's hard to do like fake blush on stuff like this for some reason for me. And this is really where the getting of the brush wet helped me with the other one, as far as blending and diffusing. blushy nose. But that's where we're at. Definitely a little bit more detail. You can see her neck a lot better. So a little bit, you know, goes a long way. I just have to clear coat them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let me know if you want to see some more craft stuff, because I definitely do a lot, but I generally just do it in the kitchen by myself. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day, and hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye, everybody.